Let's get started. Okay, so we are hopping into the finals, the NA finals of the May Melee, Shock versus Mayhem. We go to Nepal first. Shock's map pick. They pick Nepal again. So yeah, here we go. Again, we start out on Sanctum. It's rigged. Mayhem or Shock got Sanctum every time. That's so crazy. So we'll see. Mayhem definitely knows what Shock plays here, right? And how they play it. So let's see what they adapt, how they adapt, and let's see. Maybe Shock actually looks like they might play May, so they might be playing something different instead of playing the Torb. That's interesting. Maybe that'll throw Mayhem off in their preparation. Was Unter part of the tourney run? I don't know if I should leak this, but yes, he was. He was like trialing with them for a while. I don't know if he was like officially hired, but he was definitely helping them out already. Yeah. Did you do Soul Dragons already? No. I will do Dragons versus NYXL and Dragons versus Soul after this. By the way, this is interesting. How much do you interact with other teams' coaches? I talk to other teams' coaches a decent amount, as long as we don't play them that week. I talk to Toronto's coaches because I am friends with Baroy, and I used to be on their academy team. I talk to Philly's coaches because I'm friends with Chris. We talk to Dallas sometimes. We talk to Shock sometimes. I talk to Unter. We scrim Mayhem a lot, so I like have good insight into what their coaches think, even though I don't directly talk to them. I talk to Curry Shot sometimes on Gladiators. So as long as we're not playing them that week, like, teams talk to each other when they're not opponents. Like, you try and be careful. You try and not leak information. Like, when I talk to coaches, I'll be like, who are you playing this week? So I make sure I don't tell them, like, what their opponents are playing in scrims. But you try and do research to be like, hey, are teams running this against you? Are you guys having trouble with this? Like, how do you feel about the meta? How do you feel about the bans this week? Like, teams talk to each other a little bit. Just depends on your relationship with other coaches, I guess. But I think it's really important with how like quickly you have to get a read on the meta and how quickly you have to adapt. Making sure you talk to other teams is really, really important actually this season. This might be a stupid question, but the order of cost stages is not fixed for a specific map pool span of time, right? I think it's RNG for each match, but I never really thought about it. It's supposed to be RNG, but so far every Nepal has been Sanctum then Village, which is fucking crazy, bro. I wonder if it'll go Sanctum Village here. I actually don't know, but it's been Sanctum Village every time. When we played Dallas, it was Sanctum, then Village, then Shrine. And then when Dallas played Shock, it was Sanctum, then Village. And then now when Shock plays Mayhem, it starts with Sanctum, which is super weird, dude. It's actually so fucking weird. I wonder if they messed up the settings or something. It's actually, like, the odds of that are pretty low, right? For it to go, whatever, 30% chance times 50% chance times 30% chance times 50% times 30% times 50%, right? That's like pretty low, bro. It's like definitely below a 10% chance. No, I lied. So Shock does end up playing the same comp. Okay, and Mayhem does play their double shield with no Tracer Brig here because they don't like the Tracer. Tracer's okay here, but I feel like Echo is definitely a better pick. So they play their non-Tracer version of the slow comp, which might punish Shock playing on the Torb a little bit. They decide they want to double shield push pillars early, which I think is not a problem. I think if they're going to do it, though, they need to actually commit, and they're not committing as much as I'd like. They do get a good pull onto Super, which forces Drone, which is good. I don't think Gargoyle needs to already be on point. I do not understand how Chris died. Oh, he just dies from spam randomly? Okay, he probably got pulled. No, he didn't get pulled. There's no assist. So somehow Chris dies to random spam. Sigmas are dueling on point. Choi's getting fucking destroyed by the crossfire. Gargoyle outplayed him hard here, I think. BQB has all the crossfire control. Where the fuck is Ons? Oh, Ons is playing with the team. That's so bad. Yo, they put so little emphasis on controlling the off angle on this point. I feel like it's not good at all. Now Super touches point, which is interesting. They used the drone as well. Super's discorded. Okay, BQB actually gets killed. This is all of a sudden very winnable for Shock. This is actually so back and forth. It's actually coming down to just like who's landing more headshots and who's focusing their discords better. This is so back and forth. Really huge pull by Fate. That allows him to get the bongo early. They just bongo and spam on Super, but Super gets off point. So this is huge for Shock. Oh, this Bob should die really fast, right? They're just going to discord and kill it. Yeah, good job. Ooh, Super did not need to go touch point, bro. That could have just killed the Bob and let him vibe. Yeah, Orisa touching point feels really bad on this map. It's so easy to kill her. Now they're hard. I love this play by Shock, though. They're like, fuck the point. We need to get kills first. So they hard commit into the pillars. This is really good. The question is, can the push on the opposite side get value in the meantime? They get one kill, but it's not worth it. It's definitely not worth it. So Shock ends up winning by double hard committing. And I think that's the play, bro. I don't think you ever need to go point first. You always look for a kill here and then push here after, right? That's insane. That's a really good play. Trance gets forced, doesn't really get any value. Ansa swap to Widow. I like that swap a lot here. So let's see how they decide to hold space. Now they're finally holding space with their Sigma on the off angle. That's really good. They still have the Torb because he has ult. I hope he swaps soon. They use Square. At least it forces drone. There is already pillar control in place with both DPS though. So this is the hard part. Both your DPS are here. That means that this side should be hard losing, and that's what happens. Gargoyle gets killed. You can't commit 4 people here and expect your Sigma Zen to be able to hold any space. So if you commit 4 people here, you have to actually go really fast. And that's very hard to do. It's very hard to do. I think committing 4 is bad. Okay, so now they're waiting for respawns. Alright, let's see. Spamming. They touch point with Sigma to try and pressure, force a match. I don't think Troy even has to match, but he decides to. I think that's a mistake. They should just play to win the fight with Flux. And now he's under pressure. He's going to have a hard time getting Flux. Oh, BQB's dead. And they feel like they have to send both shields to point. See, and this is why Shock just didn't have to go, right? Because Mayhem is going to run out of time. They're going to have to hard commit to point, and then you can just hold all the space and kill them, right? Rascal's doing a good job of pressuring. I like this a lot. Choi gets a Flux inside, and this should be an easy win for Shock. Yeah, this just came down to first fight being a little sloppy, and then individual picks going the way of Shock way more than Florida. You hate to see it. Let's see. What do you think Shock's comp counters in this map? Nothing. I don't think you should play Torb. In that map, I don't understand what the value of the Torb is. Less than 1% chance, 0.4%, 1 out of 223 times. Yeah, that's crazy. Moth jumps into the pit. Love to see it. I didn't even notice. 3-3 splits are very good on that map, yeah. I think committing 4 into pillars is really bad. You only commit 4 on one side or the other if you're willing to like give up control of the other side of the map and just try and like kite and play slow. All right, and we get village after. It's literally the same order. All right, I'm going to check after this map. I'm just going to check really quick and see if anyone else played Nepal and see if Nepal ever happens in a different order in this entire fucking event. I wonder if other Koth maps are the same way. All right, so let's see. So Shock this time does not play the sim comp. They don't stay on sim and they go top. And Mayhem does stay on sim and they go point. Why is everyone doing this, dude? Why are people going point? I don't get it. I really don't. Really bad wall from Shock, though. Rascal totally wastes his wall here. This is going to be so hard for them now. They have to wait for their next wall. They should just slow play if they have Ashe, bro. They should just surround the point and slow play a little bit. Good pull. Pull Fire Strike. Super Artie is building up close to an ult. They can break these sim turrets. So they spammed them to force them off point. And this is why going point first on a sim comp is bad. I just don't like it. So they get pulled together. Get booped apart. That was actually well played from Mayhem. But all Shock has to do is kite, bro. They don't have to play in the Sim's effective range. Oh, and he already has the shatter from all the different pull Fire Strikes they've done. The square comes out after, and that's an easy dub. Shock plays that really, really well. Mayhem rollout is just bad, man. It's just so hard to win by going point first as Sim. I just do not think it is good at all. I'm so confused why so many teams have done it. I'm glad Shock did it once and then realized, oh shit, this sucks. I'm not going to do it anymore. Alright. So they use a decent sim wall on point. Okay. Rascal gets a wall so that they can push in. And there's no counter wall they have to worry about. They really need to break these sim turrets. Really good aggressive pull and shield positioning from Fate. He's just getting the fuck in there and body blocking them. That's so good from Fate. I really love to see this play style from him. Anj trying to flank, but they've walked past the sim wall, so the flank doesn't do anything. I really like how Mayhem played this fight, actually. Oh. Are they over pushing here? Oh, good counter beat and wall. And this should be a turn from Shock, I feel, right? Oh, and Chris dies mid-beat. I think Mayhem really started this fight out well, though. I really like how their tank line played it. But they don't clean up any kills fast enough, and their beat gets interrupted. If their beat didn't get interrupted, they probably win that fight, but good play from Ons to kill Chris during the beat. Okay, so they decide to go through kitchen. This is really scary for them. This pull Fire Strike should force a drone. It does. The wall is late. The Bob to stall even longer. It's not going to get a ton of value. It just stalls for like 10 seconds. I say that, but it stalls long enough for BQB to die. What the hell? This Reaper body looks so weird. What the fuck? Funny that Mayhem plays their main tank on Orisa and Orisa run. That used to be what you did at the start of the season. A lot of teams did that because you would play Orisa Rhine, but you would also swap Orisa Sigma sometimes if people change comp. So a lot of teams played Orisa Rhine this way at the beginning of the season. So it's not that weird for them to still do it, actually. Okay, so again, they come from underneath. There's no square to kill them this time. How does he fucking die, dude? Does he just get, like, headshot by Ons? Like, what happens here? What happens? What happens? What happens? What happens? Yep. On's headshot. Yep. And Moth damage finishes him off. Now they get pull Fire Striked, which forces the square. They tried to Bongo Blossom, but it gets booped away. Really, really good play by Moth to save them. Now they have their own Bongo on high ground. Their shields get broken, though, so they're going to have to bail on that for sure. They fall back to point. But that's okay. They live through the Bongo Blossom. That's the scariest thing that Mayhem was going to have by a mile. So the fact that they negated that is so important. Bongo Blossom is actually an insane combo. So let's see. They are going for a surround play at least, which is what you want to see. At least the Reaper's going to flank. Doesn't look like anybody else. Yaki drops down. They're going to pull. BQB already got a shift force. Did they wall here? Did they wall here? Did they wall here? Where's the wall, Yucky? Where's the wall, my dude? Where's the wall, Yucky? They do not get a wall off. Fine. They wall so late, but the blizzard's already happening. That's it. Shock just gets too many picks every time they try and retake. It's just like, it's so hard to get picks in that situation, but they just make it happen every time. Alright, let me see really quick. Do these guys play Nepal? No. These guys play Nepal? Yes, but we already know what happens. These guys play Nepal? No. 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 Yes. No. 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 This wasn't in the tournament, right? Uprising versus Eternal? Did Uprising play Eternal? I don't remember. Maybe they did. Yeah, no. I don't think they did, right? Bro, every single time Nepal got played, it was the same points. Was still on cooldown from when he wall top. Oh, then they shouldn't have pushed until they had wall. They had time to just vibe. That's terrible. All right, I just want to check, like, we're going to go to Lijiang later, so let me see. What are some other times Lijiang got played, bro, in this event? Lijiang. Okay, well, I don't want to spoil Dynasty vs. Dragons. I'm doing that later. But let's see. Let's take note, guys, of Lijiang gets played later what order the points are in, because if they're the same order here, something sus happened, bro. It's so weird. The points were in literally the exact same order every time Nepal got played. The odds of that are so long. Lijiang was in a different order when it got played? Yo, why was Nepal always in the same order, bro? That's actually so sketchy. Okay, so Shock wins. Mayhem opts to pick Blizzard World. Blizzard World is the best double shield map for hybrid. King's Row is okay for double shield. And Hollywood is pretty good for dive, even though double shield isn't bad there. So if you really want to play double shield, and you want to play double shield with Tracer, right? If you go Hollywood, double shield's not bad, but Echo is probably better on Hollywood than Tracer is. Mayhem wants to play this Tracer comp. So they go here. And this is when I start getting more interested in the series. So let's see how Shock decides to deal with this comp. Because in my mind, this is the best comp that you can play in this map. Unless you play dive. So let's see. So they decide to mirror, except mirror backline and tanks. But play, oh no, they do play the Torp. Okay, they play Torp. Okay, so quick rotation from Shock. No surprises here. They want to get their backline in a good spot. Mayhem decides to push in early before the Torp comes back. They want to deny space. They pick off Ons. I love Fate's ability to just play aggro and pull DPS. He's really, really good at that. He has a good sense of timing for that. Drone's already dead. They have a Tracer behind. They know they can play aggro. They're just going to keep getting kills. Damn, Mayhem plays this really well, actually. Holy shit. Mayhem just rolls them, dude. Can't push in before your Torb's there, brother. Especially have your fucking Widow go so deep alone. So that was really well played from Mayhem, honestly. Nothing too fancy. They just punish Shock, kind of getting a little greedy. So now Shock's all together. The Tracer is hiding behind. They already have Square, so they get a quick pull Square. It does force the drone. Good off-angle Bob. Good whip shot as well. The Bob is still going to have a decent off-angle, though. Fate just dies. How does Fate die? They do a good job of pushing past the square, the Baptiste ult. That's something you always like to see, right? So boom, and they walk past it. Bro, Fate, I really feel like Fate's Orisa is so good. He knows what to do all the time. So he shields in front of the square so they don't take any of the amp damage, and he just pushes up. He says, fuck you, I'm pushing in. The Brig pushes in. The Sigma pushes in. This is so good, dude. This is so good. Okay? Really like this. Really, really like this. Alright, now they're getting a little in here. Oh, I think he just gets doinked hard by Ons. No, it's even a body shot. I don't know. He gets bursted so hard. How does he even die, dude? Because he was in Fortify, and he had a decent amount of health. How does he take so much damage, bro? Does Fortify, like, end right as he dies or something? He has 300 health. He has his shift. Okay, no, his shift ends. And he gets headshot by Ons and then body shot after. Alright. So it's just getting full charge Widow headshot. Which does happen sometimes. So really good job by Ons. He's low HP. He's under pressure, and he just doesn't care. He just looks for the headshot on the aggressive Orisa. That's the way you want to play that. You can't be mad about it at all. Okay, Flux in here is going to let them kill Brig, maybe? It does kill Moth, and they kill Choi. So if they can live, if they don't even have to get any more kills. They just have to get out. But that is easier said than done here, right? Gargoyle is definitely going down. Chris is trying to find a way to live. Oh my god, Gargoyle's still alive. Gargoyle lived for so long. And Yaki's killing everyone while that happens. Yo, that's actually so good. So Yaki spends a while dealing with this turret, actually. It's kind of funny. He even goes and grabs Mega while this is happening. And then Violet's low in the backline after the Fluxen dies. Smurf gets farmed. They rally as well. Damn. Yeah. Mayhem is just so good. Like, literally, I feel like 90% of fights, Fate is the first one to die on their team. And it's not because Fate is doing something bad. It's because Fate makes it to where you can't kill anyone else first. You have to kill Fate, and the whole time, the whole rest of his team is getting value. That's the biggest thing about Mayhem's playstyle that I think is so good and so consistent. Everyone else is just always doing damage, and always making flanks, and always doing coordinated plays together, and Fate just makes you have to kill him, and you can't deal with all the other people. So they get an early square. I like this early aggressive square. They push in, they get a pick, they break the drone, they get the cleanup. I feel like Mayhem plays this comp so well, dude. I really like Mayhem's playstyle. Alright, so now things are legitimately going to be hard for them, though. The Torb ult is really aggressive. Or you can play really aggressive with the Torb ult and just deny so much space for the enemy tanks. And especially if you use square first, like use pull square to break the shields, force the drone, and then you use Torble after, it's just so hard for the enemy tanks to like fall back or do anything. You can really, really clean up a fight. So I'd love to see that ultimate rotation from Shock. The thing is, though, they've got the Mayhem has the opportunity for a pull pulse to force the enemy drone in the backline, and then by the time they get close, they should have Flux, and they can pull Flux after, right? So Mayhem still has the capability to clutch this fight, even though I think Shock should be favored. So let's see. How do you think you would beat this playstyle besides just map picks? Play dive with Zen, I think, and kill tanks with Zen and hit scan, and kill tanks, or just mirror. I think this is the best double shield comp. I think you can't beat it with double shield. Okay, so early bongo. Chris is very far forward. They do go for the pull pulse, it looks like, right? They do pull pulse. They've already broken the bongo, the beat, or the... I'm sorry, holy shit. The drone gets broken by the pull pulse, that's good. But like I said, after they force drone, they immediately use the Torbolt, and that shit is so hard to deal with. Rascal does die, though. So I want to look at Yaki's pulse bombs here. Because he started earlier in the playoffs, he started pulse bombing the ground, and I wonder if that's like, if it kills drone more often if you do that or something? I'm not sure. Let me see. No, he pulse bombs a person here, and it kills the drone. Rascal is full HP. Where is Rascal at that he's dying, bro? Oh, holy shit. Rascal tried to get the fuck in there. Okay, well, Gargoyle and BQB kill him hella quick. Chris is probably dead here. You have to imagine Chris can't live this. Again, Yaki in the back dealing with the turret. But there's no Brig this time to help the team stabilize in here. So the tanks are going to have to really not take too much damage, right? It's super important. They use Bob to off angle, make space for Yaki. Yaki needs to have a pick. Oh no, Gargoyle did build the Flux. Everyone's dead, dude. Everyone's fucking dead. Holy shit. Yeah, Pull Pulse is so OP, dude. It's actually so fucking broken. It's literally the most reliable ultimate for forcing drone. And it builds up the fastest. It's so fucking good. Okay, rally. Yeah, this is a hard full hold. God damn! That is how this comp works in the mirror, right? This is a really good tracer point. There's nothing you can do about it. There's literally nothing you can do. You have to either play dive and dive that can kill frontline, and that's hard to play in this map, honestly. The dive to kill frontline with Zen is hard to play in this map because Zen doesn't have good sightlines to get the Discord on tanks if they play in the cubbies. So like, if your Orisa starts here and your Sigma's playing here, and then like when you break the Orisa shield, the Orisa just hides here. It's so hard to get a good Discord on the Orisa so that people can dive her, and it's so easy for everyone to peel the Orisa. Like, I don't even know if there is a comp you can play that has a winning matchup in the Mayhem's comp. I think you just probably have to mirror in this map. Or play a Sombra comp and just win off of EMP, like just lose 2 fights in a row and then try and win the 3rd fight with ults. Okay, so Shock trying to play a similar comp but with Mei, and that is just objectively a worse composition. You hate to see it. They start out on the high ground like everyone does, then they're going to have to rotate back. They do not want to get their drone forced on this high ground before they rotate. It's actually so important. And they play together and they do not get the drone forced. That's really, really good. BQB plays on this high ground, which is also really good. Okay, Yaki has gotten behind. And this is super smart from Mayhem. So in general, coming over this way can be hard, and sometimes isn't even worth it unless you have a Zen. But especially against a Mei, you do not want to come fight over here, bro. Do not want to come fight over here. Making this rotation is way better, way easier. I like this a lot from Mayhem. Okay, so all of a sudden Fate gets walled. He shifts and runs away. They do have to use drone to deal with the Mei wall, but Yaki and Gargoyle have already gotten a kill. Wait, did Gargoyle split? Is that what they did? I think they did, right? Because Gargoyle was not with the Orisa. Yeah, Gargoyle splits. Really, really good. Mayhem's fundamentals on this comp are just fucking top-notch. He's just playing constantly to not get pushed by the Mei, and then they have Fate push, so he is the target they have to go on. They have no other option but to look at Fate. And while that's happening, they double push with their Sigma and their Ashe, or their Sigma and their Tracer, so the Ashe just gets one shot. Now they're spamming on point. They're really trying to force this drone out if they can. The drone has to come out right now onto Smurf. Now they can easily focus. Yep. The Brig, break the drone, and that's all she wrote. Unwinnable. Oh, I say unwinnable, but Shock's trading a hella kills here. Hella kills, actually. What the fuck, that wall? Yeah. Even though Shock traded hella kills and made a lot of good plays, just too big of an advantage. Literally unwinnable. You can't play Mei, bro. You can't play Mei. You can't play Mei in double shield. It's actually so bad. It's such a fucking throw. You can play it against Rush, but you can't play it against double shield. It's actually really fucking bad. Is Mayhem that good, or on every comp, or are they a bit like Soul? They look so much shakier on Rush at the beginning of the season. It's crazy. I mean, I don't think Rush is their strong suit just because Yaki is a fucking stud, and having him on Mei is like, why? Like, it's not that good for them to have Yaki on Mei. I also think Chris is not a super strong Lucio player, so avoiding Lucio comps is good for them. But they definitely have improved significantly since the start of the season. And you can look back to before the Melee. If you want to check my tweets, I have the receipts where I talk about Mayhem being the team that has easily improved the most since the beginning of the season. We scrim Mayhem a lot, so I see them play in a lot of different metas and a lot of different playstyles, and I think Mayhem is genuinely a top 3 team in NA. I think it's very clearly Shock, Philly, and Mayhem as the top 3, and there's a big drop-off before you hit number 4, which is probably Paris. And I think they can do it on multiple kinds of comps, but I think comps when they can play Brig Tracer for Chris and Yaki are when they're at their best. I think the rest of their players, I mean, Yaki has good flexibility too, but Yaki's Tracer is insane. And Chris's Brig is legitimately very good, and his other picks are just okay, just kind of average. But I think comparing them to Seoul is not a good comparison. Seoul has been inconsistent very recently. Over the last few weeks, Seoul has been very inconsistent. Beating Shanghai in regular season match and getting 3-0'd by Chengdu in regular season match. Extremely inconsistent. Mayhem is not inconsistent to me. Mayhem is good. They are very consistent. The Fate strat seems so counterintuitive, but it's actually crazy good. No. It's not counterintuitive at all. It's not counterintuitive at all. The Orisa is the least important hero in the comp, and he just wants to make it to where he plays aggressively, and you have to look at him, and you have to kill him. So he just, either plays really far forward while the rest of his team plays back, so when you push in, you have to focus him while the rest of the team is, shooting you from all the angles, or he pushes really aggressively, so you have to look at him, so then the rest of his team can swarm and surround. I don't think it's counterintuitive. I think it makes a lot of sense, and I think they just execute really well. Jane said Fate died first a bunch this tourney. Yeah, but I think that's an intentional play style from Mayhem. They literally want you to kill Fate before everyone else, and they make it take forever to kill him, and while that's happening, their DPS and their Sigma are killing you. It's so smart. It's so good. That is not a knock against Fate. It's actually the whole team playing so smart. This map is so tilting. All right, I'm interested to watch it. Krish reminds me of players like Chara, less mechanics, more game sense. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think I would say Chara is a better player than Chris, though. I think Chara has good mechanics. Not amazing, but definitely better than Chris. And I think Chara on Lucio is still pretty good. I think Chara on Mercy is pretty good. I even think Chara on BAP is not that bad, where I think Chris on BAP is, not that great. I really think Chris is, Brig is legitimately one of the better Brigs in the league, and then his other heroes, there's a pretty steep drop-off, where I think Chara is pretty even keel, and I still think his Brig is really good. I was so surprised that Guangzhou lost to Seoul. The last map, the map 5, was actually a heartbreaking loss. I really thought they would win. Okay, so Shock decides when it's their pick, they decide to go to Volskaya, which is an interesting pick because I feel like this is still a really good Tracer map. And I know they don't want to play Dive, so they're not picking it for Dive reasons. They could have gone Anubis, which is definitely a bad Tracer map. I feel like maybe they should have picked Anubis. Their other option would have been Hanamura, which you would have ended up in a lot of Widow 1v1s for value. And maybe they just didn't want to take Widow 1v1s for value. I feel like I'd be happy taking that with Ons versus BQB. It's also not that good for Tracer. I feel like this is actively a bad map pick, though. This is easily, of the 2 CP maps, this is easily the best Tracer map, right? And that makes me question picking this into Mayhem. Unless they really think the Torb on this map can shut down Tracer, but I don't think that's the case. Simplonus TV with the follow. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Yeah, I meant by that is usually with spam, you'd instinctively try to play very slowly, very bunkered up, but baiting with Orisa makes a lot of sense when you put it like that. Yeah. Yeah, in the mirror, you don't really need to bait and play slowly, though. Your Orisa is always the playmaker in the double shield comp, right? She's always the one pushing for space. She's always the one looking for pull combos. She's always the one that enables your whole team. It's very important. I love this from Mayhem. They just come to meet you. This is so fucking good. They're just like, fuck you, you have an Ashe, we have a Tracer, we're gonna fight you just in the face. This is so good. And they shield in front of the enemy shield. They're just trading so many cooldowns, and then Fate dies in the end. Oh, this Torp turret actually probably got hella value, though. That's actually a really good Torp turret from Rascal. Yeah, I really like the aggression to come meet them here. But yeah, I think once this Torp turret gets set up and Yaki doesn't get early value, it's actually gonna grind out for Shock probably. All right, let's see how this goes. They have Flux. I really want to see them naked Flux and then pull Pulse after if they can. Okay, they square. Oh, they get a kill instantly with the square. The Flux is gonna miss though. But they already got a kill with the square. Both, what's it called? Both Sigmas are dead. And now they're stuck in the Mega. They don't get the second tick. What a cheeky fucking bob from BQB to get him in the room. Now the Orisa is back. The Tracer is there with Pulse. They throw a Dynamite in. GG. Mayhem's just so good at this comp, bro. I really do not think the Torb is the answer at all. Torb does not make Tracer scared, bro. She does not have to be scared of the Torb. Okay. This is interesting positioning from Fate. He's going to get his shield broken, then he's going to have to drop Mega and cross into point, and that cross is going to be pretty scary. Good job from Moth zoning Yaki, forcing his recall. And look at this. Fate, again, gets so aggressive. Pulls Choi, puts his shield behind Choi to try and push in. Forces the drone. Gets to play the corner. The rally is saving it. This is a huge bongo, though. And the Molten Core should end it. They should not be able to push through the Molten Core here. There's no way they can push through. They also get the Flux. They get the Dynamite. That's a GG. That's a win for Shock here. They just have way too many ults. Mayhem was able to clutch the first fight, but they had to use so many ults, right? They had to use their Flux, they had to use their Bob, they had to use their Pulse, so they don't have another Pulse there. That's actually huge. Where was Yaki that whole time during the first team fight? You mean the one up top? The one up top, he got behind them and was fighting them, and then got forced to recall, and with the turret there and everyone looking at him, he got forced out, and he couldn't do a lot. We're baiting, yeah. Okay. So now, okay, so this is a point. I really like how this point works in double shield. So after this first fight, we'll talk about it. Good Bob engage. They use Bob and Dynamite together. Oh, also underrated is BQB's Dynamite use. BQB is so good at dynamiting in chokes, dynamiting clumps of people, dynamiting on Fate's pulls. I say that, and then he just gets railed in the head by Ons. Peggy is here. Hi, chat. Damn, Peggy, you're so lucky that I'm bad with chatbots. I tried to figure out how to get a chatbot to work to where whenever you join the chat, it would tell everyone to boo you. But I couldn't figure out how to do it. Unlucky. Okay, so this is a really weird positioning. In that case, your free cam is horrible. Yeah, you're not wrong. But free cam isn't my job, by the way. So this is actually super weird positioning from Mayhem. So what I wanted to talk about is how most teams position here. Oh, I know. I think I said Simplonus TV. Thank you for the follow. If I didn't, I'm saying it now. If I did say it, I said it twice. Okay. So normally, and I'm really interested to see how Mayhem's defense here ends up working out, because normally the way you play this is you have your Orisa and your BAP kind of anchor the left side of point, okay? And then you have your Sigma plus a DPS play the right side of point, and then, so that's these people, and usually you can have the Brig come 2, or if you have a Zen instead, the Zen would come 2, and then the Ashe or the Widow or the McCree, whatever, the Hanzo, whatever, kind of floats back and forth, okay, wherever you want them to play. Fine, okay? That's in the mirror, against dive, obviously, you want your backline playing back here safely. But you end up, like, think about the map being split like this, right? And you want to control each side. You do a split. And the Orisa can play over here really easily because if she gets pressured, she can like hide right here. And if she gets killed, or if they try and kill her, you can throw the drone here and it gets caught underneath this little platform. And the Orisa can actually just jump up and down over and over and like body block the damage killing the drone. So they can't kill drone and it lasts forever. And the BAP just like spam heals on her and it takes forever to kill. And then this flank can get value if they try and push in and commit. So that's usually what happens. And the attacking team has to usually push here first to make sure no one's playing the cross angle. Then they can push in, which then allows them to get here. And then you end up with a similar split, half and half, and you try and win the splits. But Mayhem is just holding all the way up here. They don't give a fuck. They are not even worried about this left side. This is very atypical and very interesting. So I really want to see how this plays out. I played very aggressively when SFS rotated. Yeah, I mean, having your Orisa here is definitely not normal at all. So I assume what's going to happen is he's going to peek here and they're going to pull and just try and fucking blow him up with the pull, which is a very smart and sneaky play. But if it doesn't work, it's like super high risk, right? Yeah, they bongo, they pull. They're just going ham, bro. They use pull. Wait, they use flux too. They did not need to use 3 ultimates there. I feel like the bongo and the square already won it for them, but they use flux. Gargoyle is very loose with his fluxes. He will invest them. He doesn't care. He's confident he's just going to build another one, bro. So good job there. They make the cross really hard. They're not going to hard commit to this high ground, I don't think. Oh, maybe they do, and they actually get punished a little bit for it. So they use their square, and they get their drone force. So a little bit of a mistake. I think hard committing to this high ground is bad. They force enemy drones, so it's not the worst. Making it hard to cross, build some ults, waste some time is good, but you don't want to commit ults there. But maybe Mayhem does, because they just want to play the right side. They don't want to fall all the way back to left side. BQB, this is a good way to deal with this strategy, is have the Bob off angle. Or, I'm sorry, ons with the really strong Bob to pressure point. BQB's Bob gets insta-killed. Fate is going to have a hard time pushing anything. Okay, Rascal, this is actually significant. Rascal is actually swapped to the Tracer. I didn't know they did this anytime in the series. Rascal is actually swapped to the Tracer. So if I am Mayhem, I am so happy that Shock did this. And if I am Yaki, I am just like permanently looking for backline and forcing their Tracer to come fight me. Because if their Tracer doesn't come fight me, I'm just going to kill their backline. And if their Tracer does come fight me, I'm Yaki playing against Rascal Tracer, and I'm just destroying him, right? I'm so happy if I am Mayhem that I have forced them to make this swap, right? Additionally, Tracer on attack on this point is a lot weaker than Tracer on defense. So Mayhem should be really happy with the swap, right? With that said, so far the Bob value of this fight has been very heavily in Shock's favor. Also, really good bongo, and not a lot of ults up for Mayhem here. Gangnam Jin might be about to die as well. So this is a very awkward position for Mayhem, because, like I said, they hard committed to this right side, and they gave the whole left side to Shock. They were able to push in, but here we see Yaki just hard committing to backline, like I said he should against Rascal Tracer. Just make them feel like the Tracer has to come deal with backline. They just C9. They just fucking C9, bro. This is so annoying. Was BQB just trying to contest enemy Bob? He probably was trying to contest point and miss, but it wouldn't matter, because even if like it hit right here, they would have just killed it instantly. A little tidbit. When we scrim Florida, and we scrim Florida usually 2, sometimes 3 times a week, they C9 all the time in scrims, bro. They C9 so much that we literally call it the Florida 9. That's how much it happens. Like 2 or 3 times every block. They hard C9. They very rarely do it in matches, though, which is interesting that it happens so much in scrims, but it doesn't happen in matches. But that is an example of the Florida 9. And literally, we'll just be fighting. We'll be like, oh, can we win this fight? And we're like, oh, Florida 9. Having so much, dude. It's really unfortunate to see it happen there. That was a very winnable fight for them. But I think it made it more likely for them to lose the fight. Also made it more likely for them to Florida 9 because they hard committed to that right side. Yeah. So this time, Shock playing the Torb in defense, which I don't think is terrible. Playing the Widow in defense, which I think is actually pretty good. Hard committing to the right side, which if you're going to play Widow and you know the other team's going to play Tracer, a little questionable. A little questionable, to be honest with you. Florida just trying to get their backline in safely. Yaki just gets memed on by Ons. Sometimes it'd be like that. It's okay. Tracer gets back fast. Alright. So this is very interesting. Like, if they're playing here, I think they want their Torb turret behind the shield. Because if they're playing here, in my opinion, they're trying to bunker real hard. And they're just trying to make it to where the Tracer can't flank them. Because if they play on this high ground, right, and they eventually move into this, and they end up touching point here, it's so easy for the Tracer to come behind and pressure backline, to come coast, and then come inside to Mega, to come coast, and then kill tanks, to come play forklift, kill tanks. The Tracer has so much stuff to work with, right? Whereas on the right side, if you want to play Tracer, if you want to get to this spot, you either have to come here and go all the way across, which is not that easy, especially with the turret here, or you have to come underneath, which is also not very easy. And you basically have to punish them when they touch point and then go. So it makes the Tracer have a much smaller window of like being effective. So what I would like to see Mayhem do in the face of this is touch point. Instead, Fate is going to play really aggro, look for a pull inside. Just doesn't give a fuck at all. They're just hard pressuring, which is fine. The enemy, Widow and Torb, aren't going to get a lot of value inside. They push in. They're getting people low. Yaki should be getting in position soon. He's playing on low ground, which is going to be kind of hard. Oh my god, but he still kills Rascal. Rascal drops because he's low, and Yaki's just already there. BQB on the really strong off angle gets a fat dynamite. Barely does not kill Violet. That's actually so tragic. And again, Fate dies. The first one to die on their team. They don't let it happen any other way because he is the least useful hero. Now they have, even though they traded some kills and they don't win the fight, Shock cannot continue to hold that really advantageous position against the Tracer. So now Yaki is getting beneath them. Oh no, what did Gangnam Jin peek? What did he peek? Wait, what happened? Does he get like grapple shot or something? Nope. Oh, he sees the Widow too late. He tries to turn his head, but On still gets him. That man is so good, dude. He's actually so fucking good. He also instantly rotates. He's ready to have the crossfire when they peek. Yaki is adapting to that and is ready to get behind them. Now they know with this pick, they have time to take these positions that they really want. Again, Yaki's below them, ready for someone to drop. I don't know. Is Florida going to rotate into them again? Looks like they are. So Florida again wants to rotate right into them. This is weird for me. I kind of want them to just touch point and force someone on Shock to touch point and then they can rotate into them. Like, okay, they're going to force them to drop. But in my mind, if you just have your Sigma, like touch point right here, they have to drop someone. And then while that, your Orisa group can like push in here and try and get kills, right? And your Sigma can just be shooting them in the back while they drop. Yeah. But that's okay. They still force the drop with just some spam damage. They use a square to take high ground. This is kind of questionable. BQB is definitely going to die here. Just gets run on by the rally. It's a good play from Moth. Oh, okay. The Pulse does force the drone. Right? Wait, no, maybe not. Wait, Pulse doesn't even force drone? Oh, drone's already down, that's why. Wait, then he shouldn't have even used it. Or he should have killed someone that was outside of it. But sticking the Orisa when drone's already down is not a great use of the ultimate from Yaki, honestly. He might not have noticed the drone quickly enough, but that's pretty bad. Alright. So a big pull here. Should get someone down. Yes, does get Choi down. That's really big. Fate is just playing so aggressive, dude. But they're not touching point. They're not pressuring point at all, bro. Alright, they have their own Widow. I really like them playing Widow instead. It makes Ans's ability to rotate away from them just not exist. Okay. Oh, no. Sigma and Torb ults and Square. They're definitely dying in here. Yeah. Oof. Oof. And Yaki swaps. Is Chris going to swap? No, because Chris can't play Zen. So now I think Shock has a way better comp. So that's interesting. That they're never able to make this work. Let's see. What's Orisa's job in that comp? Which comp? The Tracer comp? Which comp do you mean, Lectix? Okay, so this feels like when they're holding this space, I think rotating into them is fine, but I do think that if the defense is playing Widow, in attack, playing Widow is just really, really good. And I feel like if they try and hold this while you push here, if you have a Widow playing anywhere in main, anywhere outside, right, and they have to use shields facing this way, all of a sudden it's so easy for the Widow to get kills. It's so scary for them to play this high ground if you have a Widow, right? I feel like the Widow swap earlier would have helped them so much. Yeah, I'm not sure. They definitely didn't get good Bob value. They didn't really get any Ashe picks. They almost got a couple picks with Dynamite, but it wasn't really there. And then, like I said, they kept taking a really long time. Like they always wanted to rotate directly into Shock, but Shock did a good job of proactively rotating away. So like Shock rotated this way, then Mayhem rotated this way, but then Shock got a pick, so they knew they had time. So then they rotated back this way, then Mayhem rotated back this way. And it's like, you don't want to be in that situation as Mayhem. And the easy way to make it to where Shock is scared to rotate is if there's just a Widow watching the rotations. And then all of a sudden rotating is way scarier. So I think maybe the Widow adaptation from Mayhem could have helped them a lot more. As well as setting up their ults to like cycle a little better. They never had a fight where they like pull ult to force a drone and then second pull ult to clean up kills. They were always really scrappy fights. There were always like a lot of splitting. So I think they just needed to like play a little slower, more consistent style. Okay, let's see. I don't really understand my job besides shielding and holding space, and I don't really understand that space I should take and not take. So as a counter, just poke and keeping distance, so long as you can have someone who's able to keep Yaki at a backline. In theory, yes, but I don't think there's anywhere that works. Like, you shouldn't be able to just rotate infinitely with this comp if they have a Widow, right? The Widow's just going to shoot you while you rotate. And you can't keep the Tracer out of backline because she doesn't have to, like, stay in backline and get kills. She can just pulse on a Orisa pull, right? So it's not like the Tracer has to, like, commit to kill you with her guns. So, yeah. But I think Shock had good rotations back and forth. They clearly had a good game plan to try and deal with Mayhem's style, and Mayhem just didn't adapt to these rotations well enough, in my opinion. As far as Orisa's job in the composition, anytime you need to push and take space, the Orisa is like the leader of that. You use the Sigma shield to like take the space initially, but use the Orisa shield to commit to it. So you want to be good at like playing aggressively when you need to, and like putting deep shields like behind the enemy front line and walking up, putting shields behind the enemy Baptiste square and walking up, assuming they're not like a mile away, right? And then setting up those pull plays and always having your first pull and your second pull planned out before the fight happens, right? Those are the big things you want to do with Orisa in spam comps. All right, so now we go to Junkertown. So Florida picks Junkertown, which is really interesting because I know this is a point that they don't always play a lot of Tracer. A lot of times they prefer to play the Echo here, and that means they play Zen with it, which means they have Chris, and as you can see, they have Chris on the BAP and Gangnam Jin on the Zen, which means if they want to swap Tracer later, it's awkward because Gangnam Jin will have to swap onto BAP, and Chris will have to swap onto Brig, and they end up having to swap both supports, so that's not great. So this is an interesting map pick for me. I assume they're picking it because they feel that BQB can win the Widow duel against Ons, which is pretty optimistic, I would say. I feel like Ons is really, really good in Widow duels. But we'll see how this plays out. Maybe they also think Moth isn't that good at Zen, and they can abuse that. That's also possible. See how this goes. Okay, well, there we go. BQB starts out with a fat dub in the Widow duel. Goes for a grapple, does not get the kill in the grapple. All right, so real quick, just the way this comp work or the way this point works, and it's been double shield sniper here for a really long time. Reactant with the follow. Thanks for the follow. I do appreciate the support. There's like 3 lanes here basically, and the idea is that the defenders have a really hard time controlling this lane. And the reason for that is crossing back and forth here is much scarier for the defenders than crossing here is for the attackers, right? So it's much easier for the attackers to send people here, to send extra help here, to then retreat away, all that stuff. So usually the attackers get control of coast much more easily. So the attackers want to usually send one person coast, usually the Widow, to try and get value, and the Widow can play here, the Widow can go here, the Widow can go here, but they usually want to play on the right side of the map. Sometimes they can take a cheeky pick right here or go for a grapple shot here, but usually they're going to play this right side of the map, right? You're usually going to have the Orisa look main, and then you're going to have the Sigma have a few different options. The Sigma can push high ground to try and pressure here, or find the enemy Widow, and then you can just pull and kill the Widow. If the Widow's playing double stack, the Widow's playing water tower. Once the enemy Widow gets control here, usually the defensive Widow has to start playing up here. And then once you get the enemy Widow up here, the Sigma can either double push in main like this, which is okay, or the enemy Sigma can go through Mega underneath and get an angle, or they can push through Alley. And the Echo is usually also looking to flank, either to pressure the enemy Sigma or to flank behind to try and look at the supports to force them to drone or to kill them after drone is down, right? And then on the defense, they know they can't really contest this for a long time. You can like start out contesting it, but you end up having to leave pretty quick most of the time. And your Widow can start out in this space, but usually ends up having to leave most of the time. And you end up wanting to play kind of in this area, because it means they have to swing really far. They have to swing really far. And you can all kind of help each other and protect each other. You can have the Sigma match the enemy Sigma either in the alley or in the Mega. And your Orisa can play kind of here between the outhouse and the stairs. And it gives you 2 really good drone spots that are hard to break. And everyone can kind of work together. So that's usually how this point tends to play out. As we see, they got the early pick, so Gargoyle is not retreating yet. He wants to hold the coast. Now the heroes have been committed to coast, so Gargoyle is under pressure. A really big pick onto Rascal, but look, Gargoyle's just dying over here, bro. He's barely living. This is so close. Ons gets a pick, but this is like a really risky thing for Florida to do, to hard commit to having Gargoyle play there. I really want to see Gangnam Jin killing Rascal, though. Oh my god. He just egos the fuck out of him. But, like, look at this, man. He gets down to, like, 5 HP while he's discorded. So again, this is a really risky... Usually the Zen is not going to 1v1 the flanking Echo. Usually the Sigma is not going to live with 5 HP while discorded. So Mayhem making some good plays. Ons gets the return pick, and we see Gargoyle, once you start losing people on your team, you can't hold these aggressive positions at all. He's got to fall way the fuck back. He decides to help hold main. Getting bursted. Good square, winnable. No, Rascal shows up, not winnable. So yeah, in my mind, that's just Mayhem holding really greedy positions, and they get a couple early picks so they don't get punished super fast, but as soon as they trade any kills, those positions are just going to get hard punished. I think they played way too far forward and way too aggressive there, honestly. That's just not a sustainable way to hold first point. And like, what you can do, when you, like, so if you play in this area and the enemy gets to push here and they start pushing here and you're all in this line, right? It's so easy to just start flanking and look for flanks with your Echo or your Sigma to get value and just clutch fights and have your Widow just hiding up here and taking random peeks with good timing to contest the enemy Widow or to kill a support in main. Like, it's so winnable on defense. You do not have to deny this space. This flank is so good. So yeah, I think it was a mistake for them to play those really, really aggressive positions. It's very high risk and not very high reward, in my opinion. So this is pretty standard positioning for the middle of second point. Orisa holding under bridge, and then eventually here, Sigma playing on top of bridge, so that he can either contest window or contest stairs, depending on where they push. This is pretty good. You can have the Widow play here, you can have the Widow play here, you can have the Widow play back, you can have the Widow peek window, you have a lot of options. So yeah, this is pretty standard. Nothing weird coming out from Mayhem this time. Gargoyle in a little bit of an aggressive position. He can definitely get pushed here, and he is going to get pushed. And he's going to die. BQB does get a return kill, though. But yeah, usually the Sigma is going to hold here because of that push. He can still fight them, but he doesn't have to worry about getting looked at from two different directions. Let's see. Does Orisa commit to the corner? Like here or here? You start out here, and if you're not getting pressured too hard, you just kind of like hide behind the map geometry and try not to get fucked. Wait, first point? Oh, to the corner, you mean? Oh, no. You do not commit to the corner. You do not commit to this corner. If you're holding these aggressive positions, you do, because you can't bail on your people that are playing here, but I don't think that's good. I think as Orisa, you play here once they start pushing around and you're looking for flanks and you're looking for Widow picks. You want them to have to push really far so your flanks and your Widow can get value, right? But you want your Orisa to play like over here or over here. I actually like the Orisa playing like on stairs because you can put your drone like right here and it's awkward for them to break unless they push high ground, and usually they don't. And the Orisa will still be in drone range standing right here, and the supports will be in drone range if they get pushed this way, and they can like fight the people in Mega. I really like this drone spot, actually. Or you can drone behind outhouse too if you have to fall back more. But that's not as good. So Ons kills BQB. Now they're trying to pressure in the Mega. This is where not having your Widow is really bad, and having your Echo have to play inside is really bad. Good trance to sustain here. Choi's not getting any value out of his ult. Ooh, really good pull from Smurf though. And that's just all she wrote. Really, this comes down to Gargoyle getting picked. I do think this is too aggro position. I really would have liked him to play here instead. So far, that's kind of the story of this map, is Gargoyle playing in pretty aggressive positions and the team not being able to keep him alive. Like, if you're going to play really aggressive positions, the whole team has to play aggressive and has to push a lot. And that hasn't really been the case so far. The DPS have been playing a little further back, a little more conservative, while Gargoyle plays really far forward, and that's just not going to work. Okay, Ons gets a really crucial first pick onto BQB. Let's actually see how that happens. This is actually super important. Oh, okay, so he knows where he is. He just does a fast rotate. He expects a peek coming right there. Oh my god. Ons is so smart, dude. He's actually so smart at Widow. He has the biggest fucking brain for Widow duels. Gangnam Jin with the clutch kill onto Violet, though. Might be enough for them to win this. Yaki with a very good Echo ult. Coming behind them on high ground on Sigma. His Flux gets cancelled, but it shouldn't matter. I think he's already got enough value. Smurf is super low. Gangnam Jin might have carried this fight, dude. I really want to see Gangnam Jin here. Oh, Gangnam Jin goes for the flank. I actually love this play from him, dude. Like, his Widow dies, so he knows he needs to flank. Yaki doesn't want to flank here because he has his ult, right? But anytime you lose someone in this comp, you always want to have your DPS flank for kills, but your Widow can't flank because she's dead, and your Echo can't flank because she has to ult to sustain. So having your Zen flank is so good. Oh, and he steps out of the drone. Oh my god, is he going to kill Ons too? Burr, burr, burr. He's even fucking Smurf up. He turns around and bodies Ons. 3 HP? Damn. That was Gangnam Jin and Yaki all day, bro. Holy shit. That was crazy. Alright, so now things stabilize a little bit. They have high ground control. This spinner is super OP. Fidget spinner, #1 priority on Junkertown 3rd point in slow comp. Even in dive, it's really good. In rush, it's not always important. Okay, good square. This is a classic move. You push out here with the shield and square. Try and pull them down. The square forcing drone is not the biggest deal, but now they are gonna have to leave high ground because of this angle Ons is playing, right? They cannot stay up here. It's way too risky. They get pulled down anyways, so it doesn't super matter. So the big thing here is what is BQB's peak line, and he already finds value on it. Just one quick peek, one quick kill. But I like that that doesn't deter Shock. They push aggro with their bongo. They know that the drone is already down. What makes Fate so easy to kill here? Let's see. Because he shouldn't really be dying, even with drone down, right? So he uses his shield already. He uses pull. He has not used his shift. He's just vibing. He's just vibing. They bongo. He gets pulled. He throws shield down. He turns around. And he uses shift way too late after he turned back to face them again. So that's literally pure mechanical error from Fate. Okay, trance to stabilize. Echo on the off angle, trying to get kills. Square after. BQB gets another big pick. They're rushing Ons. On should die here. Rascal came back, but it's too little too late. So they do get a little cart push. They end up using their Flux and their... well, they use their Flux, their Square, and their Bongo, but their Square's almost back up, where Mayhem has to use their Flux, their Square, and their Trance, and their Square is not almost back up. So they really need a good ult from Yaki to stall for time for them to build other ultimates here. Whereas I really... Oh, the drone already getting forced on the cross is really important, actually. That's very, very good. Now this Yaki ult can potentially get a lot of value if he just copies Sigma and plays like up here, or even behind them here, and is just shooting them the whole time. He builds a really fast Flux, and they're not going to have drone to deal with it, right? So he copies the Orisa instead, actually, and goes for a pull. And they want to push in really fast. They at least force Trance and Square, which is a good trade for just the Echo ultimate. It does mean that they have to play really passively now, and the drone should be back up before Shock needs to push. No, they have to use it again. Why did they drone a second time? That's really weird. Alright, so his drone's back up. Oh, he thinks Rascal's just gonna die, even though he probably isn't, but I guess it's kind of risky. But having the drone force there is very unfortunate for them. But they do have some other ults they can try and keep the push going with. Here we see Rascal again copying the Sigma, trying to play aggressive with it, just looking for random spam. He gets the ult already. Flux is here, not going to get any kills. The drone is up. The Sigma gets his Flux broken by Moth just murdering him. Fate is so fucking low. They die. Yo, how did they lose this fight, bro? I feel like they shouldn't lose this so easily. BQB gets pushed. BQB dies here, right? Okay, so BQB dies early. So they have all this control. This is a great angle for the Sigma to push. This is the God spot for Sigma, right? This is the God spot. So Sigma gets into the God spot with Moth, which is huge. And then Rascal copies Sigma. So now they have double shield pushing mid. So these guys need to push top ASAP. And they are taking way too long. And now they get pushed instead. So they're fucked. Yeah, they just need to push faster. They do not respond quickly enough. And Gargoyle gets his ult really late because they don't play aggressive. He dies during his ult. Ugh. But yeah, they just don't realize that the Sigma is pushing this, I think. Like, BQB has no idea. He's totally unaware that he's about to get fucking bodied. Yeah, he's just screwed. He doesn't even have his grapple up. Yeah, this is the mistake. They don't realize that Sigma and Zen are pushing top, and they can't match it. They go down a person, and then Shock just uses their ults to keep the tempo. They need to push right now. They cannot wait. And that's where they just lose the ability to come back in the fight. That's unlucky. They just do not play proactively enough there. That's so funny that, like, in the first 2 points, they get snowballed because they play too aggressively with their Sigma. And then on third point, they play way too passively with their Sigma. So, okay, we got the 3 lanes that we talked about. And Shock is doing much more what I think is the correct play, which is on defense, you're never going to control coast side anyways. It's just not worth it. You can try and contest it very early, but you just leave right away anyways. So you might as well do this and just play in this box, have your Widow play somewhere over here, and flank. And make it to where they can only play over here. I like this a lot from Shock. I think this is a smart way to play. With that said, you don't need your Zen to commit like that. That might be a little bit of overkill. The Echo gets a really important pick. The drone gets forced. Yaki is in their back line. How did Yaki even get there, bro? Did he just... What is Yaki's pathing, bro? So Yaki kills Moth. Then still just goes unchecked all the way behind them. And comes and kills the Widow. That is inexcusable, bro. I think Shock's... okay, so I think the idea of controlling this flank is a good one. But I think they go too soon, right? Like, wait, they even see Yaki there. Yaki's even, like, shooting at them. And they just push already. They are pushing so fast. I think this is the mistake, right? Like, these guys are not committed all the way up main, so you're not shooting them in the back. These guys are not committed all the way around. Like, this guy is just waiting for you. They just push too fast here. For sure, they push too fast. And they know Yaki's there, and they still push out and can't do anything about it. Yaki just gets 2 free fucking kills. That's rough, bro. That is not what you want to see. Ooh. So Shock's not able to hold close because they get just wiped so incredibly fast here. They're looking to spam before the Orisa has to drop. Orisa gets pulled, so they're like, fuck it, we'll play in these positions. They use square instantly since they're going to have to shield anyways. I don't have a problem with that. Lets them aggressively hold space. The Echoes trade with each other, which is pretty funny. And now they feel like they can hold close. I don't understand how Chris dies there. He should not be dying. Wait, what? Oh, he was trying to fucking whip the Zen, and he fed. Yeah, that's a feed, bro. If you miss the whip on the Zen, just get the fuck out, dude. Just leave. I can't believe he, like, stunned into them there. Oh, Ons! They have to drone Ons. That's really bad that they get drone force for just pull rock. That's really bad. Because now the pull flux is coming. Unless they stall out for the entirety of the... Oh my god, and Fate's dead. What? How does Fate die here? So they force the drone, they break the drone. That's good. Good Widow ult from Ons because it gives you time to stall until another drone comes out. So it makes his misplay a little less punishing. I guarantee you Fate just gets like headshot by Ons right as he peeks, right? That's gotta be what it is. I don't understand how else he could get like destroyed this fast. Headshot. And the stickies kill him. Yep. Yep. They really have to be better at using the Sigma Shield when they know the Widow LOS. That's really just not clean play from their tanks. Now, all of a sudden, or obviously, I mean, the drone's going to be back up. I like this push underneath. I really hope that Gangnam Jin can cross safely. Oh, sneaky angle from BQB. Rascal's actually probably way too far forward there. Wait, where is Rascal playing? Yeah, of course the Widow's about to peek, bro. That's really silly. Because he could have got peeked from below also. There's no way he's safe there. Okay, and now they're hard engaging on Choi. Oh, that rock would have been huge if it had broken that. Oh, good whip shot from Chris. Breaks the flux. And that, with the rally going, the flux broken. Yaki's going to have his flux too. That should be all she wrote. There should not be a recontest. So still pretty decent time here for Florida. Still a very winnable map for them. Like we said, high ground control is super important. Smurf using his square on the low ground is pretty controversial, I think. He does at least force the square out of, or the drone out of Chris. That's no problem. BQB gets a random ass kill onto Ons. Let's see how that worked. Was it the same peak that fucking Ons killed BQB on? That would be amazing. If it's the exact same peak. Let's see. Nope. Really clean shot though. Use the Widow ult for even more pressure, even more tempo. Good ult from Rascal though. I love this ult. This really gives you the opportunity to stall things out and potentially win the fight. He pops a flux. He might not be able to live long enough for the flux to come out. He does. But the drone comes out. They have to trance to survive this. Okay, so really, honestly, a very good ult from Rascal. I wish he had played it a little differently so they didn't have to drone just to keep him alive so that the ult would go off. Now, all of a sudden, the front line for Florida is under a lot of pressure. Oh, no. But they have their drone back up. Moth is dead. Can Ons get a return pick? That's the question. He has to run from BQB. All of a sudden, BQB's getting a little hyphy there. Oh, BQB kills Ons too? Yeah, I want to watch BQB this fight. What the hell? Oh, he sees the trance end, and he knows this peek is coming, right? He's like, come on, peek it. Oh, what a flick, dude! What? And then he just... Oh, no. Oh, and Rascal dies for challenging him, too. So all they kill is BQP. Okay, I don't know about that ult from Yaki. I mean, I guess it's not terrible. He's stuffing choke. But they are going to still have time to get back. Everyone's filtering in. Holy shit. What a snowball from Florida. BQB got some insane picks to open that up. That is crazy, bro. Alright. So, Shock again in the attack. Let's see. Oh, what the fuck? Where am I, dude? Okay, let's see if Mayhem has learned and if they're going to change anything about their positioning or if they're still going to have their Sigma play really aggressively on the right side. I think if there's only 1 minute, there's really no reason to play high risk, high reward. You have a huge time bank advantage. Just grind it out and try and play for 2 good fights. Okay, so they do not... Oh, nope. Gargoyle does go over there to try and match. I feel like this is a mistake. I am very stressed out by this. Oh, no. Oh, no. Florida throwing. Why are they holding on the right side? I really don't like this at all. I really, really don't like this at all. And let me just see really quick what allowed them to kill BQB. Did he get pulled? Because that's what I feel like probably happened. No, he doesn't get pulled. They just use pull. Oh, he just gets destroyed on the peak. Ugh. All of a sudden, this is a very losable map for Florida. No way BQB won that 1v1. I mean, maybe. Wait, did he have a shield in front of him? Are you sure? I don't know. No, there's no shield. No. On's POV? I don't think he has a shield to play on. Wow, that's a crazy shot, bro. He wasn't even peeking double stack, bro. He didn't even... No one even called out where BQB was, and he gets the kill that fast. That's crazy, bro. Usually you call like, oh, okay, Widow's double stack, like, all right, chill. Or like Widow's cars, or like Widow's water tower, or like Widow's back, or Widow's Junkertown, like whatever. You call it out so he peeks. But he thought he was on the fucking sign, bro. He was worried he was on the sign. And then he just like wide peak sees it and just fucks around and hits the headshot. That's crazy, bro. Okay. Ons again. Kills BKB. Oh, Yaki popping, though. This should be a dub, right? This has to be a dub. So why the hell does this happen, bro? Again, one of the reasons why this hero is so good on this point. Oh, they just find the Sigma. They just call out the Sigma Zen and just burn their asses down. Damn. Yeah, Shock just not playing, slow playing it enough. Rush a little bit. There was a different kill where Ons had a shield covering, like Heva said. Maybe that's in the next round or something. Okay. Very winnable for both teams at this point. Very, very winnable for both teams. Anybody's map. I really want to see Shock do the same layout that they did before. Just don't push it so early, bro. Just don't push it too early. What makes Mayhem so good? I think in general, outside of a few cases, their tanks are really good at pushing and controlling space. They have DPS that can clutch. They have Gangnam Jin that can clutch. They just understand their win conditions and their rotations. They're just really clean at using their pull combos. They're good at a lot of shit, bro. They're just a good team. It's like what makes Shock so good, bro. They're just good at Overwatch. They're good individually. They're good as a team. They're good at rotations. They're good at clutching. Like, Mayhem's just a really good team, I think. Okay, no, they're copying fucking Florida, bro. They want Choi to play on the right side. I don't like this at all. So let's see how this goes. See what Mayhem does to deal with it. This is their own strategy, right? So they should know how to deal with it. Ah, they're not actually playing right side. They're just preparing to hard rush main. That I like a lot, actually. Fate is gonna die. Okay, but so does Rascal. Yaki trying to hard fuck ons here. I'm not sure it's gonna work. Very nearly does. Violet comes and helps out. BQP has no HP. He still goes for the peak. What a baller. Gargoyle is dead. So that was a bait. That was actually such a good bait by Shock. They literally put their Sigma here. So they're like, okay, they're going to send a couple people here because it's free to force our Sigma out or kill him if he plays right here. And then as soon as they realize people have committed, they're like, fuck that. And they just run it up the gut. But where was the BAP? Oh, they don't have a BAP. They have Brigzen. That's why, bro. If they have a BAP, this rush in main doesn't work, bro. They have Brigzen, dude. Mayhem likes playing this comp sometimes, but they usually play with Tracer. It's weird that they did the Brigzen with Echo and not with Tracer. I don't like that. Okay, still very winnable. A minute left. Oh, they get pull squared. They have no drone, bro. This is a L. They can't win anymore. They're just going to get pull fluxed, and they can't live because they don't have trance. Gangnam Jin did not build a trance. Yep, Gangnam Jin is dead. Okay, well now they can just wait, right? They should have just played slow and played to build up trance, actually. This is really silly by them. Oh, Fate, no! He gets a shift force. That's so bad. Alright, so they're vibing. They're about to have their trance, and now they know they can push. Okay, they played slow. They waited for their trance. Problem is, Shock built up a bunch of other ults in that time as well. But there's no way they were winning this fight without trance, so I respect it. They get really aggro with their rally and force the drone early. Okay. Yaki ints onto Ons. They trance aggro. Ons is dead. They've got a flux. They can break the drone. Yo, Mayhem plays this really well, dude. Mayhem plays this so fucking well. Shock trying to clutch, but they're definitely going to die. And it's a late stagger. It's OT spawn. It might need to... Choi might need to come back on a fast hero. Like Ball or something. He's not going to get... he might be able to get back. Mayhem played that fight so fucking well with their ultimates, bro. And had such a good game plan. And they go on to BAP instead of Brig. Because they want drone for this next fight. I think that's a very good swap. I'm really liking everything after their initial pick of the Brigzen. I don't think they needed to start on Brigzen, but I think they've handled everything since then very well. They get a pull. They pop Bongo. They pop the Echo ult. Yaki on the Orisa trying to get even more aggressive. Throw the shield on the other side of the window. Can they kill Smurf? Oh my god, they just one-shot Smurf before the fucking drone comes out, and they can't even touch point. Mayhem earned that, bro. Mayhem played that so fucking well, actually. Holy shit. Alright, Li Zhang, let's go. So Shock picks two Koth maps. They pick Nepal and Li Zhang, the 2 points that are, or the 2 maps that are Rhine favored. Which makes a lot of sense, right? So we're heading into Control Center first. Mayhem probably going to play some Rhino-Rissa here. They're going to play it with BAP. You love to see it. Let's see if both of these guys keep... Neither of them keep the sim. Okay. BQB is going to get here way faster. Shock needs to back up when they see this. And what they really need to do, I think, is just play slow. After the wall, just play to chill and let Ons flank. And they can win. They can still win. But Ons has to flank. Yeah, they see it and they're like, oh shit. Back up. Oh, they get pulled back down off the wall. This is very scrappy. Oh my god, I can't see. Super's already frozen. Yaki gets in really good position. Fate, as always on Orisa, gets in way in front of everyone else. Makes you look at him. Makes him the #1 focus. And he just doesn't die. Boom. Yeah, and that's just the difference of having a Reaper versus having an Ashe. The Reaper's going to get there first. The Reaper's going to ramp up, start getting kills right away. Yeah, that's just Mayhem committing to a comp that's really, really good first fight, which I think is worth it just because winning first fight in Control is so important. Okay, what I expect to happen right now is they're about to do a rush, like, split play. Okay, so what they're going to do is as soon as they get close... Oh, this Diva swap is really interesting, actually. They really don't want to die to this pull Fire Strike square. I think that's an interesting adaptation. I really want to see how this works out. But what they can do here is split and like look for a pull here and have the Rhine go for a Fire Strike this way. And I think that it can work super well. Let's see what happens. They can also rush, but they don't need to rush when they have the Fire Strike square. So Shock trying to bait it. They know it's coming. They're trying to bait it. All right, the rush comes. Pull, Fire Strike. They don't even use the square yet. And Ons is dead. And they square late. This is so good. They know it's a Diva, so they don't use their pull, Fire Strike, square together. That's so smart. All right, I want to see how Ons dies. Oh, he misses his dynamite. Unfortunate. Okay. They gotta eat the pull. They don't eat the pull. Oh, he just literally gets damaged by everyone on the enemy team. Okay, so the square gets them the kills they need. This time they can hold choke. And they stagger the baby Diva. Fate's evil toastering. Can you see that shield through the wall? No, you can't because this wall is so fucking thick. That's OP. Okay, so they square onto Fate. Wait. Does he just fuck up his drone? Does he just like misplace it? Does it just like hit the wall by mistake? Because you know they have pull square. So Choi has swapped back onto the Orisa because now they have their own pull square. So they want to be able to do the combo. What happens with drone here, bro? And again, this is their playstyle. They make it to where you have to kill Fate. Fate is the OG. Oh, this is such a good play by them. They pull on the back line, so they have to drone the back line, but that means they can't drone Fate. So Fate just gets murked. Yaki's thrown his ult down, though, so it's not lost just yet. That's a kill. Chris was even trying to boop him in, but he didn't even need to. He just gets the kill with it. Gargoyle should be able to break the drone here. These are easy kills. Good cleanup. I don't know about that shatter. I think they need to back up to point, bro. I don't think they can hold. All right, they realize it as well. They start backing. They can die to a pull here, though. Choi doesn't get the fat pull. Shift force, though. That's pretty fat. All right. Good wall. Actually, not so good wall. They don't get anything out of it. Ons on the McCree now. Oh, Ons gets caught. Now the square comes out. Pull Fire Strike, forces the drone. Yaki's somehow solo killing Moth on an off angle. Holy shit. What the fuck is Yaki doing this whole fight? He literally gets a shift force right here. Let's watch BQB real quick. Oh, they just pull Fire Strike him. Yaki takes this off-angle position. Wow! Wow, wow, wow. He's looking for walls because someone's going to recontest. He does not end up walling them off. They're pushing back in with beat. They use their own beat. Square drone. Oh, there's another blizzard from Yaki. Isn't this Rascal's first blizzard? And it's Yaki's second? Oh, wait. Wait, how does Shock win this fight? How do they not die over here? So Fate's already dead. Wait, how does BQB die? That's the most important thing. He's blossoming, and he dies. Okay, so he just farms Choi. He TP's behind, pops the ult right away. Oh, he gets shattered, and he's in a square. So he gets Fire Striked. Okay. Really good movement by Violet here. Yeah, this is so good. To be able to kite away, and he jumps back again. Yaki doesn't land a headshot. So, oh no! Chris does land a headshot, so Violet does end up dying. Gargoyle's just going to get shot in the back, though. Yeah. Oh no, he actually just dies to the blizzard damage. So it's just, that shatter from Super was just super clutch. Oh, that was a terrible fucking unintentional pun. But yeah, the shatter from Super really carried things. And Yaki kills Rascal. Super's under a ton of pressure from Fate. They just instantly reflipped a point, and that's it. Damn. Bro, I don't know what is blooming in Houston right now, but the allergies are getting to me so bad. My nose and eyes itch so much. Ugh. Okay. But I don't want to take an antihistamine. I'm not trying to be drowsy right now. Okay. So let's talk about comps, baby. So again, we've talked about this where using the, if you keep the Lucio, Sim, and the Mei, you will always get there faster than the other team. You will always have more pressure than the other team. Whereas Ons swapped to McCree and didn't keep it. So one really good thing here is you can play super aggro and you can push in, and if you get there fast enough, you can wall this and it splits the team. Also, you shouldn't take the Sim TP if you're Ryan, I think. Super does the correct rollout and Fate does not. You do not need to take the Sim TP. Watch what Super does here. This is the right way to roll out on this point. You just go like over here and pin. Yeah, see? You just get there faster. With the speed, your pin distance is insane, right? And then look at what happens to Gargoyle, bro. Gargoyle, oh no, Gargoyle throws because his rollout is wrong. Wait, and Gangnam Jin doesn't take the TP. Wait, Gangnam Jin and Gargoyle throw. What the fuck? Their Sim is super cranked, though. Super fucking cranked. And Ons gets booped. Shock should have won that, bro. That was a bad rollout from Florida. They fucked that up. Alright, so now things get very hard for Shock. Retaking through white is a problem. It should be... So the thing here is... Okay, this is actually super important. This is like a game of chicken with pull Fire Strike, right? Because pull Fire Strike is... both teams have it, right? And it's super important to use it to force drone. That's either force drone or get a kill, right? It's really important. But in a like narrow choke like this, it's really easy to block it with a wall. Okay? So you can use wall to block it instead of drone, and that's a much higher value. Like, to block it with wall is better than having to use your drone. So it becomes like, can the other team block it with wall instead of having to use their drone? Or what's going to happen? Another thing you can do here as the defenders, as the people that are holding space while the enemy team retakes, is you can just pull Fire Strike without using square and try and bait out drone that way, right? So let's see exactly what happens here with this pull, because this is super important, right? Both teams are pulling. They Fire Strike and square. Oh no, both teams pull Fire Strike square. I think they tried to not drone. I think Violet tried not to drone because they were going to try and wall it instead of droning it, maybe? And he doesn't get the drone off, and the wall doesn't block it. The wall is like a millisecond from blocking it. Let's see. Let's see if he tries to cast it. No, he doesn't even try. Their plan is to block it with wall, and they fail. So they lose even though they use their ult. That really sucks. That really sucks, dude. That's so bad. They're like so behind now. Okay, Yaki is hiding for a Blizzard play. This is a great opportunity here. Wait, he just yeets that shit. He don't give a fuck. And great pull timing at the same time. Good wall, good wall. Yaki, don't get pinned. Oh, he got flashbang pinned. Yo, kill the May, kill the May, kill the May. Do not let her get her fucking Blizzard off. Alright, hell yeah, the May's dead. Good boops. Yo, Chris is... I don't think he's mechanically that good at Lucio, but he has a really good sense of when he needs to go and, like, boop people from behind shields or boop people from out of drones and shit. The beat is a big deal, though. Not having beat here is a huge fucking deal for Mayhem. Moth already having beat might legitimately win them this fight. Oh, I don't know. The sim wall does not save you from Rhine damage. Super's going ham on these bitches. BQB is hella torqued, though. He's just trying to avoid the Ons damage. Ons gets a flashbang, but Chris is just going to cross this shit again. Gangnam Jin is getting the fuck in there, bro. What the hell? Yo, this man's fucking crazy. Oh, and the beat comes out a second too late. And they just get shattered right after. Gangnam Jin kind of fed at the end there, bro. I'm not going to lie. BQB trying to clutch. Holy shit. No way. Oh my god, Fate, you maniac. You can't just do it to him. No! Not another one, not another one. Wait, I thought he was going to go for a boop there. Wait, why didn't he? Wait, why isn't he going for boops? That guy's on the ground. He can double boop Choi off so easy. Or even just single boop super off. Oh, because he thinks he could kill the BAP. Oh, but he doesn't get the fucking charge damage onto the BAP, so he can't. He misses the boop on the BAP. Wait, this guy's aim is terrible. What the fuck? Unfortunate. Okay, so they eventually get the flip. They still get to keep their Blizzard, which is super important, right? And they have their square. BQB has swapped over to Reaper. I think the Reaper can be really good, but Ons can get insane value. So what? When Florida was like trying to hold in here a lot and make plays in here, that's an option. But another totally different way you can hold with this comp on this point is make them cross the middle of the point coming into you, right? And that's really good when you have a Widow. So I want to see how Shock decides to play this point. So they're just chilling, waiting for cooldowns. They're playing right side with Widow on the left. That's really good. The pull Fire Strike Square comes out. Breaks the drone instantly. Both teams use their drones. Okay, Rascal throws a not super good Blizzard, but Fate gets pulled back in. What the fuck? The Reaper's all the way over here? Oh, I guess BQB went on Ons. Just didn't get anything. I don't think that's the play. I don't think having your Reaper push the Widow alone is really going to work very reliably. I think if you want to do that, you might as well just play Tracer or something. BQB's Tracer isn't terrible either. Definitely good enough to just look at a Widow and like pressure her or whatever. Okay, so Shock has beat here, so this should be a win for them, even against Blizzard, as long as they kite correctly. Fate just gets walled off. There's the beat. Blizzard isn't going to matter. Not going to get anything. Oh, late shatter. Yeah. Moth just got 2 beats, and Chris only got 1, and his beat was in a lost fight, and both of Moth's beats were in 1 fights. Honestly, I feel like that's the biggest thing. Is Moth's 2 beats were absolutely huge value in this map, Moth got 2 like literal round winning beats. Alright, there should not be some miraculous stall win. And now we go Night Market. Okay, let's see what both teams want to play. Wait, Mayhem is going to play Babzen here? I feel like that's bad. Wait, why aren't they going to play Brig with Tracer? They're going to play Echo here? They are playing Echo here. Whereas Shock is actually keeping the sim and doing the classic TP directly to point play. Maybe they expected this. Maybe Mayhem expected this and just wanted a very spam-heavy composition. It's not the worst option. They're not really taking any split angles, though. Okay, maybe finally they're starting to flank, but they really need at least their Echo to flank, for sure. They forced the May shift, which is fine, but it's not enough. They're getting run on by the wall with Lucio speed. Chris is inting. Okay. Really good flank by Yaki. This is exactly what the Echo needs to do on this point. It's one of the reasons why Echo makes sense here. Fate's dead though. Yo, this is... Mayhem doesn't look like they know what they're doing in this matchup, actually. This is kind of bad. So, like... First fight, you have, like, 2 options. So... Wait, this is second fight, right? Because... Yeah. So, you really have 2 options here. Hello, everybody. I can't read your whole name. I'm sorry. Crackhead, thank you for the follow. Hello, everybody. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate the support. So the big thing here is on this point, against like a sim comp like this, ideally, if you knew they were going to play this, you'd want to be on some sort of rush comp that can just like int into them very quickly and just run the Symmetra over so she can't get torqued up and get value. But the other way you can deal with it by playing back and just spamming a bunch. But you want to flank. You want to have flank angles, like spamming as well, right? And the big thing is you want to make them feel pressured and make them feel like they have to rush your front line, and then you can't let them kill your front line, right? Like, and you use your drone to do that. So what happens here is they're spamming, right? But they're not taking different angles. So they're not spamming ahead of time. They're not threatening the backline at all. So they need to play to have a better frontline sustain and killing the enemy frontline. But instead, they aren't even positioned to do that either. So there's like 2 win conditions. You can either play to spam and kill the sim and kill the backline, or you can bait them to run on your front line and just kill their tanks faster because you have Ashe, Zen, Echo, and you can just delete Orion since they have no defense matrix. But they literally just don't even position to do it. So that's really unfortunate. They don't do either one. Now they've decided that they're going to split. And finally their DPS are getting in position. But their Orisa is pushing up before they get their cooldowns back, bro. Like, right? I don't think Fate has his cooldowns again when he pushes up. Oh, no, maybe he does. Maybe he does. Gangnam Jin dies, right? Yeah, Gangnam Jin's dead. Shifted. Alright, the other question is, do they have drone back? No. You can't push back in when you don't have drone. You're just gonna die. And it's unlucky that Gangnam Jin gets sniped by Fire Strike there, but realistically, Fate should not be pushing until they have drone back. It's just not gonna work. They're gonna kill you. Possible that Mayhem aren't as practiced on this map? Yeah, I mean, it's possible, but they've definitely played double shield comps on this map plenty this year, including against sim comps. Like, they know how they should play in position here. It's not like a weird thing. And it's not like this is like an uncommon strat to play against, right? That's like the big thing. All right, so you want to bob the backup point. Good job. He's just going to get killed, but it's still good pressure. Force him to give up space. You copy the Rhine. I don't know what that shatter was from Yaki, but it's still good to push in and take space. They've already forced the square, so this flex should be high value. They trans aggro. It's worth it because you don't want to make this last fight. That square was definitely not worth it, though. Kind of a throw by Chris. Not too mad about it, though. All right. So now the question is, can Mayhem position so that they can fight in the open, but also so that Shock doesn't have an easy TP to point? That is the difficulty in this situation, right? So let's see how that goes. And they decide they're not gonna hold the open, they're just gonna hold point, which can be really hard if they just TP instantly onto point with a blizzard. I feel like that is kind of difficult. Violet at least dies. If they can keep someone else alive. No, both tanks are dead. Drone's already down. They lose this. And it's really weird not to try and stuff them here. Because if they get that free TP to point when they have a blizzard, they don't even have to use their blizzard, but like, it's so hard to win if you're fighting a big brawl on point and they get to come through this TP and like, where are you holding to spam them? Like, you don't get any spam ahead of time. I feel like that was a big mistake from them. Kind of a throw. And again, they just don't position very well to kill frontline. They don't touch point. They lose to the blizzard. You hate to see it. They really should have won Garden. They really should have won Garden. They shouldn't have even gone to Night Market. And then I don't think they knew how to play that matchup very well on Night Market. So let's see. Shock won this. Mayhem like hard won this. So the big thing is Mayhem fucked up Volskaya for sure. They fucked up Volskaya really hard. And then on Lijiang, they what's it called? They fucking they fucked up Gardens. Now Hollywood is the pick from Florida, which makes sense because Blizzard World's already out. Blizzard World's their #1 choice. This would definitely be their second choice. They're not trying to go Kingdro. Dream, I tried to raid you but forgot the underscore, so time to die IRL, I guess. I mean, I guess it's my own fault for having to have a lame-ass underscore in my URL. Okay, so this time they play the Tracer. So I'm really interested to see this, because even though I feel that Echo is like maybe more ideal on this point because high ground is so good on second, I really feel like the Tracer comp should beat the Tracer comp should beat whatever Shock can play here. I really, really feel that way. So let's see. Shock decide to mirror comp except with Rascal and Echo, which is like about as good as you can hope. I think that's way better than playing Torb. I actually think Torb fucking sucks. I really don't think it's good. Against Dive or like against Dive it's good, but against just Tracer, I don't think it is. So let's see. Mayhem is playing all very stacked. They have no control of Cafe. They just have BQB hiding there. They're instantly getting forced off the backup point. Yaki is getting ready to look for flank value. They're just rotating a high ground. At the exact same time, BQB peeks top with Dynamite. They're pushing top and flanking behind with Yaki. They touch point in time. They've already forced the drone, and they just collapse on Choi. That is such a sick set play. Holy shit, that's good. That is such a sick set play. That's such a well-timed three-pronged rotation. It's not just the Dynamite and the Tracer, right? It's also the rotation around this way, right? With the tanks and then Fate touching point in time for there to be no ticks given up. That shit's insane. Alright, so let's see. This time Shock is going to just commit to taking the high ground. They don't want to get rope-a-doped on. Oh, wait. How does Yaki die? Is Yaki in the stairs? Alright, they call out where the team is. So Yaki knows where they are. Oh, no. What? Wait, what? Are you serious? Does he get shot from like another angle? Oh, he does. Where's the Ash? He gets shot by Ons. How does Ons shoot him? How does Ons shoot him there, bro? Wait, no, Ons doesn't shoot him. Who the fuck shoots him? Wait, they do swap Torb. Does Rascal shoot him? Oh my god! That's a Torb headshot! Wow, bro. GG. Torb counters Tracer. That's actually unbelievable that that's how that played out. They're kiting back. They're trying to find a pick. They get Bob on point to stall. Chris really needs to not get rocked. He does get rocked. That's super unfortunate. But the Bob on point is giving them time to rotate, giving them time to get a kill on the Moth. That's super fucking good. The Bob is dead, but no one cares. Oh, BQB is so fucking low, dude. Oh, wait. Where does BQB get killed at? Wait. The Torb chases him all the way. That fucking sucks. That's what happens when you leave your guy in Cafe by yourself, though. Okay, so no one's on point. Fate drops again. He's trying to run on the Sigma. They get a bash. There's On's off-angling, though, in dark. That's really hard to deal with. Oh my god, the Flux. That's GG. They win this fight, right? They have to. Yo, Mayhem is fucking insane at clutching in this comp. They're so good. It's really all Fate and Chris just playing so aggressive and always, like, running on someone with pull and bash and getting a kill. And they just use Bob to stall point all the time. Gargoyle just gets hella kills. Flux was unnecessary, though. I don't think it was unnecessary when he pressed it, but by the time he used it, it was. But, bro, you don't care. You're just trying to clutch. You're just trying to clutch. It doesn't matter. Like, you have other ults you can use. It's fine. It's fine. That's not a bad Flux. You just have to win the fight. That's more important than anything else. So they are not close to the Torble. That's a problem for them. Alright. So they rally. Both teams rally. Fate already has the bongo, so he pops that. Big rock onto Troy. Oh my god, they're just getting fucking deleted. The Flux does hit Gangnam Jin. He should land in the drone, right? Right? Yeah. Oh, but the drone dies in the air. Wait, they drone before the Flux. Why does he feel like he has to drone? That might be the throw, bro. Fate just hit him with the gallop on their heads, placed out all tournament. I agree. I agree. But, and yeah, look, Gargoyle's 50% to another Flux, bro. He doesn't give a shit. He just farms this shit like a maniac. But why do they drone? That's the big question here. They pull? Is anyone low when he casts this goddamn drone, bro? I don't think so, bro. I think it's a throw drone. Wait, why does he drone before they... No, it's just a garbage fucking drone. He just throws it before they're landing, so they just break the drone while they're in the air. Oh, it's literally just a hard throw, bro. It's literally just a hard throw. He just throws it too early, bro. You need to throw that shit when you're getting ready to slam so that they don't break it when you hit the ground, so you have enough time to start healing people back up before it's broken. Anticipating a shield? What do you mean? Oh, like a shield for the drone? Nah, that doesn't matter, bro. That doesn't matter. There's no reason to throw it that early. It doesn't do anything until you hit the ground. Yeah, but the shield, it doesn't matter. Like, if Fate shields when they hit the ground, great. The shield will be there, but the drone should be there too. Oh, no, the Pulse Whiff. Really good play by Violet to realize that the Pulse whiffed and not use the drone. That's like such a good heads-up play, actually. That is not an easy like thing to do, to feel secure as a BAP, like playing reaction, like reacting to that, because if you're wrong or you fuck it up, like people literally die, like the fight will be lost. They engage really early with Flux and Bob and Pulse and Rally. They don't give a shit. Just get the fuck in there. That's exactly what you want to see, because stopping the snowball on this point and getting high ground control is really, really good. Oh my god. Wait. Violet? Wait, when does... I want to watch Violet this entire fight, because I feel like Violet hard pops this fight. Right? So he does not... He sees the pulse. He literally looks at the pulse and is like, oh, I don't have to drone that shit. Let's fucking go, dude. I don't have to drone that. And that means that the Flux happens, and he drones that instead to keep his Sigma alive, which is huge. Okay. Then at 40 HP, your boy Goomba stomps Fate. Stays alive for fucking ever. Oh my god. Violet's insane. What? This guy literally just hard carried that fucking fight. Holy shit. What a god. Violet literally just decided it was time to win. He's like, I'm bored of playing this game. Can this be last map, please? Oh, Yaki. Oh, Yaki just dominates the fucking Sigma there. Oh, and Violet kills Gangnam Jin. Violet gets pulled. Alright, finally, Violet gets punished. Oh my god. That was actually unbelievable from Violet. He literally just solo carried as fucking Baptiste. Oh, Yaki almost kills Ans there. That would have been sick. Violet with the big alpha rotation. Nothing more Chad than the self-drone to stay on high ground and frag. Hell yeah. I mean, when your team is like staggering back to the fight, it's fine, right? Oh. Alright, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, they've got the Tor Bolt. That's why. Alright. I like it. I dig it. That means Mayhem should not have taken this fight. They should know the Tor Bolt is up. And they should be playing high ground because they are going to die to this motherfucking Tor Bolt. Wait. Wait. What the fuck? I just have to eat my words, bro. Alright, so why did they drone? That's question number 1. Why did they drone? Just, does someone randomly get low? They get pulled all together. Violet gets pulled down, so he's probably a little scared. He jumps up. Yep, Smurf just gets super low, so he drones. Okay. Yaki shoots at them in the drone a little bit. Instantly flanks. Oh my god. Look at how Yaki plays this fight. This guy's fucking brain, dude. This guy's fucking brain. He's actually so smart. He gets the armor pack. He plays on the high ground. He's shooting at Violet. He instantly changes his spot before they can even react. And even without BQB, that's a double kill, bro. He's killing both of those guys by himself. What a goddamn gamer. Fate does eventually end up dying to the Torbolt, and the Brig also is going to die in Torbolt, because Torbolt's really, really good against frontline. Okay, they use Bob. They clutch with Flux. Gangnam Jin dies, though. Unlucky. They have a lot less healing than they want now. Alright, so how does Choi kill Gangnam Jin? Because if Gangnam Jin lives here, they win this for sure, right? Oh, he fucks up his jump. That's not what you like to see. Oh, he squares very aggressively, and he just gets pull rocked in the mouth. That was just Gangnam Jin doing a little too much of a Gangnam Jin thing. He definitely is known to be too aggressive and do that shit. Okay. They probably do not get another fight on second here. That really sucks. That really sucks. So they need to set up at the beginning of third. Okay. Let's see, do they have anyone flanking? Anyone high ground? No, they're pretty much all together. That's not great. Wait, what the fuck? Yo! This is such a weird setup for Mayhem, actually. Oh, they don't use drone. Wait, was drone still on cooldown from when they used it earlier? That push out might have been too much. Like, they try and push out with Bongo, but their Bongo and drone both get broken instantly by just a square. That's so low value. Yeah, he doesn't have drone for like 10 fucking seconds more, bro. And Fate just gets destroyed. Yeah, that push out was an interesting play, but if it's just gonna get hard fucked by only a square, that shit is not worth, bro. Oh no. Alright. So they're hard committing to the right side, okay. Moth rallies in. Oh, rally Bongo and Bob. This is such a hard fight for Mayhem. They don't have any ults yet. They're so close to so many ults. They don't have them yet. The square comes out. It's a decent start to things. How is Chris still alive? I don't understand. Alright, they finally both die to the Torbolt, as expected. Torbolt is just going to kill your Orisa Brig. Bro, no cap. I don't think the Torb counters the Tracer. I think the Torb counters the aggressive Orisa Brig that Mayhem always does, where they rush you with those two heroes together. I actually think that is why the Torb is helping them. I don't think the Torb actually does very much against the Tracer at all. Like, Yaki's still getting really good value. He's still getting kills. He's just missing some of his pull pulses, but that's not because of Torb, right? Like, I genuinely think the Torbolt is just super good against Mayhem's playstyle with their Orisa Brig. That's literally it. That is why the Torb is getting value. I do not think it is hurting Yaki at all. I really don't. That's so funny though. And it's like insane plays, like this shit from fucking Violet, where he like sees that the pulse is gonna miss, saves his drone, so his drone works on the flux, and then he gets all these kills. But like if Yaki lands that pulse on the pull, they have to use the drone on the pulse, and then the flux like kills 2 or 3 people, right? And it's like then it's such a different situation. This is a cheeky little turret spot. I dig it. I dig it. So Yaki definitely going to flank right away. No surprises there. They pull. Just going to spam. Shock drops. They don't want to be forced to use their drone. They're ready to rotate back. They rotate back. They're looking for a pull in main. Oh, this is potentially juicy. Really good shield from Gargoyle. Holy shit. What the fuck? This is so greedy from Rascal. What the fuck? Oh no. They're just shoving in there. They don't give a shit. Insane dynamite value. Okay, Ons gets a kill. Florida needs to find some more kills real quick. They're not getting them. They're chasing Moth, and Moth isn't dying, bro. They're chasing Moth, and Moth isn't dying. Okay, Yaki kills Rascal because Rascal had tried to come back fast. Somehow Gang Engine died. Oh, bro. Florida's target focus in this was just not it. It was just not it. It was literally a 5v6. So what the fuck actually happens here? Why can't they get any kills? So first of all, BQB stays in IT. Okay. That's something to note. While Ons is probably Cafe. Wait, where is BQB? Wait, BQB is on high ground here. Very aggressive by himself. Okay. Oh, and Ons chases his ass. What a gamer. Okay, okay. You love to see it. But why can they not kill someone? They're like, oh shit, no. Chase the Brig and the BAP. I think this is easily the wrong play. And the very simple thing to do is just put a Sigma shield here and kill these bitches. Because if the BAP can't heal, these guys die so fast. But they chase the Brig BAP and they don't stick on them, and Yaki is not on the same target with them. So if Yaki was on them, maybe they get the kills. But I think the best play regardless is shield right here and kill these tanks. It's very reliable. It's very easy. Moth does a really good job of not letting them kill him. Violet does an insane job of keeping him alive. He eventually dies, but it doesn't matter. Holy shit. Okay. Wait. Good job by Choi. Not playing greedy. Staying alive. Okay. They get the pull here. Good Bob. Oh, Chris. Okay, Chris lives. That's good. They had to use their square and their rally versus rally Bob. And they have not forced drone yet. So this is really good for Shock. Shock uses this bongo while they still have high ground control. They get a flux. The drone does come out, but Gangnam Jin dies in the air, and that's it. This is just a lazy-ass rotation from Florida. Just fucking doing this. You can't fucking do that, dude. That's just a bad rotation. That's not gonna work. Never gonna work. Bro, did they get full heads? No, they can win this fight, right? They can win this fight. They have a shitload of ults. This is very winnable. This is very winnable. Alright, they force him down. They don't do the lazy rotation this time. They do the sneaky rotation with the aggressive Orisa Brig. They even throw the bongo in, and they're like, get fucked. We're going to one-shot you guys with our fucking Brig damage. And it works. That's amazing. And they flux in there. They need to just break the drone. They do. So they throw all the ults in. They throw the fucking kitchen sink at them. But they really know that if they lose this fight, they're in a terrible, terrible position. So maybe they could have used one less ult there, and they'd be in a good position. But it's not the biggest deal. Shock does get control of this high ground, though. I really think that was a bad pull from Fate. Let's look at Fate's POV here. Oh, he does try and pull them off. He just fucks it up. Okay, I was like, why is he trying to pull the people for kills? But he was trying to... No, he does get them off the high ground. Okay. He gets them off once. But then... he doesn't get them off the second time. He needed to be there to pull them off the second time. The fact that they get both their tanks on the high ground is going to make things really hard for them. Bob in, pull square, Gargoyle's dead. Okay. So Florida can still stay here. They can make things hard. Oh. Okay, they waste the pulse bomb. Oh, they're getting hard spammed, though. This is difficult. They build up their square. Okay. So they really, really need to push this right side. But Shock is making it so hard for them, I think. Wait, Rascal's feeding. Yeah, Rascal's just hard fed. Okay. Alright, winnable. Winnable. Okay, I love this engage by Shock, though, and this is what I always talk about with them. They find that moment where they know they're behind in the fight, so they just full commit and try and get kills, try and make a play. Doesn't work, but it's what you gotta do in a situation like this, right? So you love to see it. It's just good Overwatch. They force double support ult and the Bob all come out. Ugh. Excuse me. Okay. So for the retake, a good split to start. Oh, Violet, use the drone, please. All right, he does drone. It instantly gets broken. So Fate says, haha, we're going to kill this Baptiste. And he just runs at the Baptiste. Okay, but at the same time, Gangnam Jin dies in the air of the flux before he can drop drone. And all of a sudden, this fucking evil Toaster Orisa wins in the fight. That's fucking crazy, dude. So let's watch the right side a little more. Let's watch the right side a little more to see what happens here. Because we saw what happened on the left, right? So let's see. Chris is third personing. That's really good. Fate's the one that pushes left, so it's just Gargoyle over here. This is just a really good flank from Ons. Like, just really good push-out timing. There's nothing Gangnam Jin can do. And Chris can't help him either because Chris got stuck on the other side of the choke. They just shouldn't have pushed in all honesty. I think that's the mistake here. But really, it's just a fat play from Ons. So now, again, Shock gets full high ground control. That's super hard to deal with on this point. I really love Yaki forcing point, making Tracer come match him. It's very difficult to push out. Both teams' drones get forced already. is Rascal feeding again? No, Rascal's living. Rascal's living. Rascal actually played that really well. Pull Flux. Good engage, good engage. Wait, Violet's such a fucking monster. Why doesn't he drone that? Oh, because drone's already down. He already used drone. Wait. Did I totally miss BKB dying? What the fuck? Oh, that's so unfortunate. He literally got stuck in the door. That's such a dumb way to lose a fucking series, dude. Holy shit. I still don't understand what Gangnam Jin used drone on, though. Let's see. Is it they don't get Flux. You just use it on that Dynamite? Did they just get Dynamited? Oh, it's Pulse. It's Pulse. Okay. That's right. I remember now. So let's watch Rascal post Pulse here. I feel like he plays really well, actually. He's just getting hard pocketed right now. And just avoiding fighting Yaki. Damn. Okay. Alright. So my feelings on this series, definitely that Volskaya was a huge win for Shock. I think that Florida made some mistakes, obviously, on their first point attack to get full held. And they also had a very weird setup for playing defense on second point with everyone committed to the right side of the point. They ended up getting punished for that once they didn't have a big ult advantage. That didn't really work. It's a weird way to play things. And it's part of that really aggressive Orisa plus Brig style that they played. And I think it can work as a mix-up, but just to do it by default, I feel like was a mistake. In their attack, I really think they should, if you just see a Widow, just mirror Widow. If you have a good Widow player, it's so much easier to deal with Widow that way in the current meta, besides trying to like dive and pressure the Widow that way, or like take away her space. It's just so much easier to just play your own Widow, and that makes her have to play so much more paranoid, and limits her peaks like infinitely more. So I really would have liked to see that from Florida instead. Blizzard World, obviously they played super well. Nepal, obviously they played well. Junkertown was very winnable for both teams. I think this was a super close map, and it was because Mayhem wasn't able to play the Tracer, and they're just playing in the normal mirror. Lots of good Widow plays from both teams. Decent Echo ults from both teams. Zen flanks from both teams. I think both teams just played really, really well. This was a very fun map to watch. There were a couple weird mistakes on first point in regulation and in OT. But other than that... Oh, Gargoyle just kind of fed on all of first and second defense for Florida. It was very odd. Li Zhang, I feel Mayhem should have won on Gardens, and it should have been 2-0 before going to Night Market. They threw on Garden by, when they had to retake into Widow, their goal was just have a Reaper TP to look at Widow. That's just never going to work, in my opinion. Not a good game plan to deal with Shock's comp at all. Also, it was winnable 100-0, and they threw the last fight as well. So that's unlucky. This was a very winnable map for Mayhem. And then on Night Market, it felt like they did not know how to play against the sim comp on that point at all, which is very odd because I know they have experience in that matchup. And then Hollywood, I felt that the biggest issue was when Rascal had Torbolt, when Florida was on defense, when Rascal had Torbolt, they did not plan or play around the Torbolt very well at all, and he got huge value killing the Orisa and the Brig both times he had Torbolt, and it just let them have a very strong attack round, like a much faster time than I think they would have had otherwise. And then on Mayhem's attack, the biggest problem was on first point. When they had that fight where they chased onto high ground and they tried chasing Moth forever, and Yaki wasn't on Moth and BQB was already dead, and they needed to have way better focus. Would have been much easier if they had just used their Sigma Shield to block off the heals and then killed the tanks that Yaki was on. So I think that bad focus really put them in a bad position. And then Rascal was just mirroring the Tracer, which I think is the best option. I think Mayhem's comp basically forces you to mirror. I think that's the best answer to their comp, is to mirror. Shock finally started doing it. And even though I think Mayhem should be happy with that, that's a matchup they're happy with, I think they just made mistakes once they were in the mirror. And Shock did a really good job of playing collected and getting consistent ult value. And On's just getting good flanks. On's just found times to be really aggressive and get good flank value. So I feel like this was a very close series. I felt like... wait, did Shock won Nepal, right? I don't remember, bro. No. Shock did not win Nepal. Mayhem won Nepal. So I felt like Mayhem could have easily won Lijiang. And Hollywood was a little bit harder. Volskaya, obviously, they performed poorly, but they just kind of like brain farted, in my opinion. They had some weird strats on Volskaya. So it's odd that they picked it and then played it that way. But this was a very close series, in my opinion. I do not think that that Shock was able to counter the Tracer style. I think that we saw on their map picks, right? Like, they countered it a little bit in Volskaya. That's like the only time it felt countered at all. But I feel like that was more the Widow not being mirrored than anything else. And then on Hollywood, we saw them end up mirroring the Tracer comp in the second round. In the first round, it felt like the Tracer comp lost, but I don't think it's because Tracer wasn't getting value. It's because they didn't adapt to the Torbolt with their frontline aggression. The Tracer like never felt shut down or limited at all. It was just that their frontline did not like play any different when they had Torbolt, and that's the big problem in my opinion. So yeah, I mean, I think Shock played well and consistently throughout the series. I think picking Lijiang is really smart. Even though they lost Nepal, I think Nepal is a good pick. I don't think Volskaya should have been a good pick, honestly. But Mayhem not mirroring Widow, I think, was their big problem there. And then Junkertown could have gone either way. Yeah, honestly, both Nepal and Lijiang could have gone either way. So it was a very good series, very close series. I think at the end of the day, I think Shock just has the ability to like clutch close fights and win close fights, and Anj just found really, really good flanks with good timing in some very, very important moments. And then again, they didn't deal with the Torbolt here, and then they didn't deal with the Widow here, and like kind of threw these maps because of that. And then they also kind of threw this map on Garden. It should have been a win. So really, I mean, I feel they could have almost 4-0'd. Yeah, it's really weird. And Violet, the god most of the series, yeah, Violet played out of his mind. I think Moth, actually, towards the end of the series, was playing Brig super well. And yeah, Rascal definitely, when he played Tracer on Hollywood, wasn't like a god, but he got good value. He played well. So Shock obviously played well, not trying to take anything away from them whatsoever. They just played super consistently. And Mayhem had some moments where they kind of made some big mistakes or brain farted or didn't play around ultimates well. But overall, really good series. I think Mayhem's going to continue to be a top team as long as it's not like a really weird rush meta that doesn't let them play any comfort heroes at all. But I think rush is kind of hard right now. Well, it depends on the hero bans for sure. But this was a really good series. Going into it, I was confused as to how Shock was able to beat Mayhem style or counter Mayhem style when they don't have a good enough Tracer player. And They did it by not getting Widow mirrored here. This was super close either way. There was no Tracer on this map. They picked a map where you can't play Tracer, and then they played Tracer themselves, and Mayhem didn't respect the Torbolt with their Orisa Brig Rush style. So realistically, I don't think that Shock had an answer to the Tracer style. I think they just did a good job of picking maps where they didn't have to play that. So yeah, I still think Mayhem had the best comp. I think Shock just played better and played more consistently. If Striker's still available, do you think Shock plays the series differently? Yes. If Striker's still available, I think Striker plays over Ons the entire series. And they probably have the option to play Rush with Reaper in more maps. They have the option to play Dive. I think they look very, very different with Striker in the lineup. Lameface McGee with the follow. Thank you so much. All right, and that has been my review of the NA May Melee Finals.